Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here, and welcome to BMTV. As you can see, once again, we're joined by Chris Horne. Wearing the same shirt, and me wearing the same stuff as we did last time. How did that happen?
That was
Chris?
a giveaway,
No
wasn't it?
idea. Anyway, you would have experienced our previous show with Chris, where he did the Christmas designs, 3 Christmas designs, and he's going to do another. You're going to do another 3 for, aren't you? Another 3 for 1.
Yeah.
3
Why not?
designs, but this time New Year. So what are you going to do, Chris?
Okay, well, first one, really basic, really simple, but I just want to highlight the colour matching thing and double stuffing, because a lot of people use it, but there's also an awful lot of people that don't.
Yeah.
And it is such a valuable technique to be able to use. So I thought I'd just do a simple design, but it just demonstrates that you can match up your colours.
So effectively, just to let everybody know that might not have heard of double stuffing out there, double stuffing is a way to put a balloon inside another balloon to create a different colour.
Exactly.
Okay.
So this balloon, which is the top hat, New Year top hat one, has got this shade of blue on it that will not match with any existing shade of blue that I can find.
Okay.
And which is really annoying if you want to use it in a design. So you can create the colour you want simply by double stuffing. So you can do it with any balloon you like. It's a 5-inch. To get that blue, after a little bit of experimentation, I found that it's the satin, the Sempertex satin green inside the satin blue.
Okay.
And that just gives the blue the tealy green tint that is necessary. So one inside the other, a little bit of wire, chopstick, balloon straw, anything to put them one inside the other, and then just inflate. So make sure there's no air between the 2 balloons and inflate them, and you just get that slight variation of colour that will match in with what you want to do.
Yeah, very nice.
So it's such a simple thing, but it's really worth doing. A little bit of extra effort, small amount of extra product, but a lot of extra value. I learned it years and years and years ago, where I managed to convert a bride from having 2 bunches of 5 balloons outside the entrance to a wedding to the entire thing, because I was able to match the colour of a bridesmaid's dress by double stuffing.
Yeah,
it can make a really big difference.
Yeah.
So I've done some 5-inch, couple of clusters here and there, and I also want some 260s, and you can double stuff 260s. Once again, you need your piece of wire, and you just use that to push one inside the other. So it's a little tricky, but it's not beyond the bounds of possibility. I tend to stretch the inside one slightly, which gives it a little bit of, makes it a bit thinner, and then as you go down you can just feed it through, but rather than faff around with that for age, I've got one here that I did earlier. And then
a very Chris Horne one you prepared earlier.
Very me, very Blue Peter. But yeah, so there we go. Now inflating these can be a bit tricky. This machine here is quite capable of inflating your standard, one on their own balloons, whether it be the standard ones or the metallics or anything. It's quite capable of doing that, but it can't do a double stuff one, or particularly not a double stuff metallic. So that will need to be done by hand pump, which is why I'm only going to use one of them.
Still amazes me how entertainers can even blow up a 260 with their mouth. I'm sure that's not safe. I'm sure
it's not. I can do it, not a metallic one. I can do an ordinary one.
I think my eyes would pop out.
Yeah, I do end up with quite a headache towards the end of it all.
I bet.
So no, I don't think it's a good idea. So there we go. That's me double stuffed 260. It's very hard, so I'm going to let quite a lot of air out of it before I tie it off, just to make sure it's still got the flexibility I need. One of those, and then I'll go for 1 gold reflex. So I'll do those on the machine to save the bother. Thank you very much.
I noticed this machine's got a pedal, but you're not using it.
Yeah, it's there. I do use it if I'm doing 2 at once, but it's also got the green button, and quite honestly, it's as easy to use the button. So there's my gold reflex, and then I'll do 2 fashion tone black as well. you can actually see the difference in the speed that inflates. So with the ordinary balloons, the fashion tones, it's really fast.
Yeah.
With the reflex, it's a bit slower. Metallic will be the same.
Yeah.
But don't even bother to try it with a double stuffed one.
Okay.
Right, so make these into a cluster of 4. Tie 2 together.
I think I know what you're going to do with these. I think I've seen this technique before.
Yeah, yes, it's not a new technique, but it's a fun one.
Yeah.
I do enjoy it.
It's quite hard to do though.
Maybe
Well,
initially.
Yeah. Well, I find
It's
everything
like
hard
everything.
to do.
It comes with practice, doesn't it? So,
Yeah.
right, so make a cluster of 4 of those.
Yep.
And I've got a cluster of 4 of those. So let's push all this to one side. Got lots of spares just in case, didn't need them. And then I'm using a knot lamp. You could use any base and pole, it doesn't matter, but the knot lamps are so ubiquitous and easy now.
And there's IKEAs everywhere.
Absolutely. Hang on, so you
Oh,
do
sorry,
need.
I was-
No, it's
I
all
was-
right. It's all right. I'm going to put that around the base there.
Yep.
Wrap it on. Another slightly smaller cluster above. All pretty standard stuff. Like that. And then I'm going to take this and pull it through between the 2 clusters. Sorry.
That's all right. That's okay.
There's a little
The
bit.
joys of working with 260s.
Exactly, they're always in the way. I'll wrap those 2 over each other, and then I'll try and arrange them so that they come out above the or next to the appropriately coloured 5-inch,
Ah, yes.
and then pull them up through. Right, so there we go. Now all of that will mean that these now are locked on nice and tight to the pole so that they don't swivel around, because one of the biggest dangers of this is not locking them firmly, and then while you're twisting they just keep untwisting again at the bottom, which is really frustrating.
I can imagine.
Right, there's lots of different ways of doing this. Different people do it in different ways. Some people will get hold of 2 and pass them around like that. Other people will literally walk round and round and round the pole. I haven't got the energy for that. I tend to just pass the balloons from finger to finger if I do it slowly.
Oh yes, yeah.
So my hands stay in the same place. Yeah, would you mind?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And the balloons move round like that. Okie dokie.
You say it's a simple technique, but it's so effective. That
Can I
looks
get the naughty
fantastic.
step
Yeah,
out?
let's get the
Thank you very
naughty
much.
step out.
And I'll just put that on there. There we go. I'll put my knee on it to stop it slewing. Because what I need to do now is to lock these off.
Yep.
So I'll twist 2 together there. And I'll twist these 2 together here. And then I'll twist 1 of each. And 1 of each. And just keep going for as long as you need to until you feel that it's not going to come undone when you let go.
Okay.
There we go.
Like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's great. That's such a nice, sophisticated
I think so.
look.
And I like the colours with this.
Yeah.
That blue in there is actually really nice. Although it's a slightly problematic blue.
Yeah.
So I've let one down and I'm just using that to go round and through lots of times to make sure.
Belt
that
and
it's
braces.
gonna- absolutely. Make sure it stays put. Oops. Yeah. My friend Rob Driscoll, who you know, and everybody knows very well, has a way of, I can't do that. I've tried and I've tried and I've tried. I cannot do it.
He showed me how to do it. Yeah, I couldn't do it. He just basically rubs them.
Yeah, I don't know how it works.
Friction. He must have super powerful fingers.
Must have.
Hello, Rob.
No, can't do that. Forget it. Scissors for me. This then is going on the top there to hide. So I had previously covered the end of the pole.
Yep.
To I thought something was funny was going. That's the other thing. Sometimes the joints in the nut that will unscrew.
Right, of course, yeah.
So I'm going to sit that on the top of there. And then just rearrange. I've lost one somewhere. Got 5 down below and only 4 up above. Where's the... There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will sit on the top. There. And then we can add the foil.
Yep.
So I'll just put that there for a moment. I need a couple of curlies. So I will make 2 curly 260s.
You use this for it?
Yeah, I will, please.
Let me turn that on.
Okie dokie, thank you. Now, to make them a bit easier, I'm going to pre-inflate. So, all the way to the end, and let it down again. Something about the reflex balloons, which is different to the others, they don't seem to return to their previous state quite as easily as other balloons do. It must be something to do with the pigmentation, I think. Yeah, they just sort of...
How do you find working with the 260s and the reflex?
They're really good. They're very soft and easy to work with. They are. But they do behave differently. They're not as elastic. So they don't return back to their earlier shape quite as easily. Right, wrap it round and round and round and round and round. Make sure there's no twists anywhere, and then just inflate again.
So clever.
Looks lovely. I like these, and I'm going to leave myself a nice long bit there, a bit more I think, because then that makes it easier to attach into the design later. Second one. There we go. I do love the shine on these. Okay, and then I want my foil balloon. Airfill, no helium. Find the way in. Somewhere there's a valve. I'm sure this... Oh, there we are.
There it is.
They do it deliberately, you know, the manufacturers. I'm sure they do. Good old Anagram. Hey, how can we upset them this week by hiding the valve?
It's not going to burst it though.
I'm going to be very careful.
Okay.
So now I'm letting it move from this area into that area. So I'm just doing it in little bursts. Not the ideal machine.
I was going to say, you're a fan of the premium
I am indeed.
Foil Pro, aren't you, which you've used before. Can I
There
move
was
this out of
only-
the way? Are we
there
done
was
now?
only, yeah, we're done now. There's only so much I can fit in the car
Yeah, okay, all right.
to make the decision of one machine, and so that one was more useful for other parts. Right, now I think I need that at an angle. So what I'm going to do is to take, bend down, a little bit of stretchy tape.
Creating an attachment point.
Yeah. There's not one where I want it. So I want it to sit at that sort of angle there. So I'm literally going to stick this on there.
Yep.
Quite strong enough, and then just make sure that the tab that is here doesn't what am I doing? I'm thinking that might be double-sided, because it's not. There we go. Doesn't come free, so I'll just tape it out the way.
Yep.
Okay, put that back. Lift this down. attachment point there, just pull it through, wrap it round a few times. Just noticed that the inflation tab at the top is still sticking out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Don't like that.
So it's just tidying it up.
Tidy it up. It's details like that that make a difference. You know, you see pictures of stuff online sometimes, and they'll have forgotten a small detail like that, and it really shows.
Yeah.
One of these here, and that's why we use the long neck.
Yeah.
And one down there, and the job's done. Oh, it won't go up anymore.
Let's put it on the floor,
Move
and you
it
can
back
see the
there.
whole thing.
There we go. So it's very basic, but it's simple, it's effective, it's powerful.
Even just putting it at an angle just looks a bit cheeky.
Yeah.
I like it.
And they say matching the colour
Yeah.
brings in that level of extra detail that makes it worth doing. So
there you go. New Year design number 1.
number 1.
They've made a mess.
I have.
The only way to get rid of this mess is to do the magic clicky finger thing.
No.
Well, you could do that.
I could,
but so you ready? 1, 2, 3. So here we are, right? Design number 2, Chris. I'm seeing a black and goldish theme.
Yes. Well, it's traditional New Year's colours, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
So we'll stick with them. And we've obviously got this rather
orbs.
lovely thing.
I love these.
Yes,
I think
they
they're
are
great.
absolutely smashing. So we want to include those where I can. So again, it's really simple, really basic, nothing out of the ordinary in terms of technique. So easy peasy to put together.
Yeah.
Knot lamp with 3 sections, but you make it as tall as you like. Covered the top of it with a balloon so that there's no sharp edge.
Yeah.
5-inch reflex gold down at the bottom. I'm thoroughly enjoying using
They're
these
only
now
5
I've got
inch?
them. Yes,
Oh,
but they've
okay.
gone up to quite a lot bigger. They do inflate much larger than you expect.
Yeah.
So it's quite nice to have those there, and then some metallic black on the top of there.
Yep.
I'm going to put this cluster on the top with that. Yeah, you can see that that way, I think. So just wrap that on nice and tightly onto the top of there.
Would you say that's the best way to attach something to the top of a knot lamp or a
I
low mid
think
pedestal
so.
or anything like that?
Yeah,
So,
I would much rather wrap it on like that so it's really secure
yeah.
than anything else. And as long as your balloons are soft enough, you know, I tend to overinflate and then downsize a bit so that you've got a bit of flexibility in there.
Okay.
And then they'll stand it perfectly well.
Yeah.
One reflex gold 260, which I'm going to pull into the bottom here. Wrap it around a couple of times, and then I'm just going to spiral it loosely up to the top. Now, I'll have another go.
Go on.
Hey! Got it! Amazing.
Thank you, Rob Driscoll.
Yes, indeed. Wow, that was a first.
Well, you're relatively new to the industry, Chris. So
Yeah.
you're still learning.
I am. Oh, God. I'm quite proud. Quite
No,
chuffed with that.
you look very pleased with yourself.
Yes, that's made it now. Go home happy. Right, there we go. So that's the base
Should we
of
get
it.
the naughty step?
Yeah, thank you. Which in itself is it's extremely simple. Let's have this over here.
It does help that the knot lamp obviously is black as well. So
Don't need
perfect.
to do anything with it,
Yeah.
do you? So that's nice and handy. So I'm going to use this machine to inflate my orb. It will do that quite comfortably. Okay,
So you didn't seem worried at all about using the electric inflator with that because you just keep on going until
till the wrinkles are gone.
until the wrinkles have gone, until
Yeah.
the creases have gone on the.
Very, very simple. And but these are, the valves in the orbs are tougher than a normal foil
Yeah.
to cope with the pressure, the added pressure inside. So that machine is fine to do an orb with.
Okay.
Tie that on nice and tight. And then I'm going to just roll the tail out of the way so that it doesn't, you can't see it when it sits on top. So I'm going to roll that up.
So that's your stretchy balloon tape.
Bit of stretchy tape. How on earth did any of us achieve anything without stretchy tape? I just don't know. So that's nice and tidy now.
Yep.
And then that will sit nice and firmly on the top of there. So in itself, that'll work.
Yeah.
Simple in
Very
itself.
simple, very nice.
However, I just want to add these. These are little cake toppers, actually.
Yeah.
Little Airfield cake toppers. They are valved, consumer inflated, straw included,
Yeah.
whatever. But, you know, I did them with a hand pump.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm just going to use these to put the appropriate date onto.
So these come with
design.
a little plastic thing that you
They
put in
do.
the cake, and you can put the balloon
Yeah,
on there. But
that's
you're
how-
not.
Well, no, I'm not going to, but I will just demonstrate it because it's actually quite neat. I think this is actually an idea that's got a lot of potential. I like them because it's like a mini shape. Sometimes could be too big. The 16-inch
Yeah.
numbers can be too big, but these.
It's good that these have a valve in them as well. So.
Yeah. You just got to be careful because you don't need to put much air in.
Yeah.
And then that literally just hooks in through here.
Ah, I see.
Like that. And you
then
stick
that
it in your
puts on
cake.
there. It's simple.
It is.
That's lovely.
But they're also really good for the right way round. Just putting on to your design. So, you know, obviously we're using it for a New Year thing, so we're putting the date.
Yeah.
I did it again. But they're very handy for birthday designs and
Of course, yeah, you could just put whatever age you wanted on there, or the year they were born, or whatever.
yeah.
You?
So there's lots of possibilities and options. I love Balloon Bond and I hate it in equal measures. It can be, yeah, like that.
Well, it's just very, very, very sticky, isn't
It's extremely sticky and sometimes it just refuses to behave like it is today. There we go. So we're gone again. Yeah. I think I ended up with half of it on each piece that time, but there's enough on there to do what we want.
So do you see an increase in the sales of numbers and things like this? So you'll see 2s and 0s.
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, I mean you have to make sure inventory wise that we have, obviously you think about what's coming, so
Yeah.
when New Year's coming along you've got to make sure you've got enough of the appropriate numbers, but also just in general terms you need twice as many zeros
Yeah.
as you do any other number.
Yeah. True. True.
Because obviously there's that many more birthdays, you know, so yes you
Yeah.
do. There we go.
That's
Really
great.
simple, but does the job.
That is, and I think it's finished off with that balloon
These
as well.
are
There.
glorious, aren't
Yeah,
they?
glorious.
But,
Very
that's
nice.
made a little bit of difference as
Okay.
well. So it's an unexpected use of a product.
Excellent. So design number 2.
Design
Done.
number 2.
Mate, you've made
Done.
a mess. So
I
you know what
have.
we're going to have to
We've got
do?
it again now.
We're going to
Yeah.
have to do the clicky finger thing.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3. Hey, and
There
here
we
we are. For a third
third
design. Okay, so you've brought the ring out again, which
Yes.
we saw that once before.
Got
when-
me a hoop made from easily available plumbing supplies.
Indeed, indeed.
Nice and cheap, nice and easy, but very effective. So going to use that as the base. And whereas before I covered it all with little 5-inch balloons, this time I'm going to keep it much quicker and simpler and just use the 260s.
It was a raspberry design, wasn't it?
It was,
That you did?
yes.
Was it this actual hoop?
It was that
Yeah.
actual one, I think. I've got several, but I
Yeah.
do believe it was this one.
You've not got 40 like you've got your knot lamps.
Not quite
No,
as many
okay.
as that,
All right.
no, but I have got got several. So yes, I'm going to use the 260 reflex to give the colour.
Yeah.
I'm going to hook this one under here like that. and it will just lock in.
Yep.
Because of the way the hoop is screwed down. So that just,
Okay.
and then I'm going to just push it again. Perhaps I don't know whether I can do this backwards. I haven't tried it backwards. I don't know whether it'll work. Lay it up against the hoop. Push it like that.
Yeah.
Wrap it round. Yeah. Push it. Wrap it round. Squash it. And wrap it round. That way you get this. They all go the same way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which gives it a bit of more rhythm. So just several of these. I need to work out roughly where things are going to start and stop in my head. And so I think one more of those, which is probably just as well because I'm running out of balloon. It's getting a bit tight.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably okay. So I'm not going to pop this in the Rob Driscoll fashion. I want to
Another brand new
deflate it.
technique there from Chris Horne.
I want bite it. I just need a little bubble on the end, which I nearly lost, but that's okay. That's fine. We got enough of it because it looks better if it finishes with a small bubble.
Yep.
Than just a knot. Right, there we go. So that's that side, and then I'll do the same with the silver one the other way.
So did you intentionally inflate those all the way to the end?
No, I just wasn't concentrating.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
And that's what happens.
It does. Never mind, they happen. So this time round, it will give me the opportunity of not inflating it all the way to the end. Thank you very much. Just leave myself a little bit of. That will do nicely.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
But
Right,
of course,
tie it
you
off.
did that on purpose just to demonstrate why you should.
It's
just
all
leave a
carefully
bit.
planned.
It is.
And down to the last detail. So hook it underneath again, and then same thing. Push, wrap,
Yep.
push and wrap, push and wrap. And then I'll stop it about here. Because I don't want them on the same level.
Okay.
Because whilst I do symmetry, because you have to, I prefer not to sometimes.
Okay.
High up. Better. And there's my little bubble on the end of that one as well.
I love it when you come in and do stuff like this because I've no idea what it's going to look like. I've not seen
No.
a picture of this. I've no idea.
No. And I like it because you don't ask. You don't ask me in advance what you're going to do. Can I see pictures? Yeah, you just
told
happy.
everybody we've carefully prepared everything.
Oh, sorry.
And now you've given it away that we prepare nothing.
Nothing at all. I do all the prepare.
You do.
No,
you
it
do.
is nice because sometimes, when you're doing stuff, you do have to give people advance warning of what you're doing for various reasons. And I don't like to. Sometimes I really don't like to give away what I'm doing, or I like the flexibility sometimes of being able to change it. Because sometimes between designing a piece and actually building it, I'll have another idea.
Yeah.
And I need to just, change it slightly. So that's why.
I'm a big fan of figuring it out as you go along.
Yeah. Now this one is obviously, I have done some planning because I've got all of these.
Yeah.
But it's still different to what it was the first time round. So each joint now, I'm just adding a little cluster of balloons. Get a bit of detail in there to fill in the gaps. Just wrap a little cluster, duplicate or three or whatever around each point where the 260 is wrapped onto the hoop.
Yep.
And as many or as few as you like. We might need to add a couple more later. I think I need one there. Yeah, that's fine. we've got some little bows here, which I will use. This is your rather nice satin
is, yes.
ribbon with the gold stars on.
I've got lots of different types of satin ribbon I found out the other day.
Yeah. I love this, the way you let everybody else get on
where
with
do we
all
get
that.
all these?
Yeah, no, it's cool. I think it's great. But you have got some really nice ones. So this one will work well because the foil balloons that I now want to put in have stars and everything on, so it works well with your ribbons. So these are the nice new 2019
Satin infused.
Satin infused, yep. So I've tied a piece of ribbon around where the tail is, and then I've created another attachment point with a bit of stretchy tape on there, and I can use that to attach the balloon there and there, and it will sit nicely on the base where the two 260s overlapped. That creates a little bed for it to sit. So quite simple really, but works quite well. And then up the top here, got a bigger one, which is the one that matches the super shape that goes with it. And this is the champagne bottle, so I put a little cluster of
Bubbles.
There's bubbles on the end, and that will sit on there. I think I need to add one more little cluster of 5" on there. I wasn't sure whether I did need it or not, which is why I didn't put it, but I do. So we'll just put that on there. Actually, it was this one. More bubbles. Gives something for this to sit into.
Yeah.
So same again. This time I've ignored the tail completely because I want 2 attachment points where the tail isn't. So that will sit in there. Oops. And this one will sit in there. Just use the ribbon to anchor it in place. Okay?
Yep.
So again, all air-filled, no helium, but it's very sturdy. And then just to finish it all off, I just want to make some little bows with your ribbon, just in case you're not. Yeah, they don't have to be complicated bows. Bit of curling.
This is where you do something and make it look really, really easy.
Yeah. Pinch. That's the middle of the bow. That's one of the tails. A loop. Another loop. Another loop. And another loop. Cut it off. Oops. Tie it round. That's it.
Yeah.
Really easy.
So with your base here, would you normally cover that with something, or how
I've put some ribbon around the edge.
Yeah.
Some gold ribbon around to keep the edge a bit tidier. That's painted white, but it is a bit rough. So that could be.
You could cover these in, I guess, whatever
you can
colour felt you
anything you
want.
fancy. Yeah, of course. No, I'm not going to. We don't need that. We're going to put a bow on instead. Yes, you just wrap it, cover it, spray paint it, whatever you wish to do.
Yeah.
But so attach a bow there. So it's basically just look at it now and see where it needs, if it needs, a little bit of infill. So can you see where the balloons are twisted together? If you can, put a little bow in. That one we don't need because it's underneath. This one, I think I need one here. And I'm just literally just filling in the gaps.
Yeah.
Adding a little bit of extra detail with my ribbon because it's white with stars on, as is that. So
and as we always say, all these little bits, all these little things just add value, and you're not going to be able to get these at Card Factory or anywhere like that.
Oh, good Lord, no.
So it's absolutely a unique sort of design.
It is.
So And people
Now-
are going to take this, I reckon. People are going to take this and they're going to create their own. They're going to do something different that you've not thought of.
That is always my aim, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always flattered if somebody takes a design that I've done and copies it slavishly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
marvellous. But I'm even happier if someone takes the design and then adapts it into something that is more suitable for what they need.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's what it's about. So yeah, I mean, I don't see this as a table centerpiece. This is too big for a table centerpiece.
What would this be?
This would be something that would be on for a New Year's Eve party where you've got your glasses of champagne to toast.
Oh, right, I see. Yeah,
and
yeah.
you'd put this, and all your glasses of champagne would be arrayed out
right,
the
yeah.
front of it. That's how I see this one.
Yeah.
How the Americans would refer to it as a buffet table arrangement.
Yeah.
So that's what that would be. But yeah, it's too. Sorry, I've just managed to loosen that. It's too big for a table centerpiece,
Yeah.
unless it's in the Grosvenor House Hotel or something like that. There.
But there you go.
Okay.
That's fantastic.
So again, a little bit different, bit of
Yeah,
change.
something very different. And like I say, you can just adapt it and make it whatever it is you want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris, as a guest on BMTV, you know you have to come up with a question of the week. So now we've done 3 designs. New Year theme. Do you have a New Year themed question of the week? Or you could just ask whatever you want.
Well, no, I don't. I didn't really think of anything in advance. But New Year for me was always, when I had my business, it was always the biggest challenge of the year because it's one night only.
Yeah.
So what you have to do is plan really carefully and offer designs that you can do in advance or do quickly on site or whatever it is, so you can cram the maximum amount of work
Yeah.
into the minimum amount of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And preferably still have time to go and see it in yourself.
Yeah.
So I'd be interested to see how people plan, what sort of ideas they come up with, how they organise themselves for an event like that, where you've got so much going on, but a very limited time in which to do it, an absolute deadline. How do they do it? How do you plan that sort of
So
thing?
what hints and tips have you got
Yeah.
for planning your New Year's Eve work? Leave your comments down below. Is that about right?
Yes,
That's about right.
that would do nicely, thank you.
Yeah. Leave your comments down below on Facebook and on YouTube. Chris, thank you once again. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And hopefully, see you next week. Bye.
Bye.